Hello, welcome back to another episode of Brothers Unplugged.
Shalom.
This is weird because we
Shalom, Jackie.
We did an episode the other day with
people.
People. And that was carnage because I kept cutting in and out. It didn't feel very surreal.
Someone's got shit internet, so...
I've got an Ethernet cable now, so I am running fantastically perfect Wi-Fi.
Someone did have shit internet.
My TP USB link is now being removed, and a Ethernet cable is in my computer. So we're running top Wi-Fi now.
It's in my ass.
It's in my asshole.
It's in my ass. So, Bart, before we do anything...
Nice one, you know.
Thanks, Jiver.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Jiver.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to upset everyone now because I can't shout because the baby's asleep. So, admin. Follow the Instagram. Sid, what's the Instagram?
At brothers_unplug. I keep saying
You keep doing that.
At brothers_unplugged_podcast.
No, it's brothers_underplugged.
Underplugged.
Should we change the name? Just underplugged.
Underplugged.
Follow that. What else do we do?
Rate it 5 stars? Do we rate the Instagram 5 stars?
Follow Instagram. Follow the Spotify. Rate 5 stars. Follow the Apple. Rate 5 stars. Follow the YouTube. Rate 5 stars. If you can do that. The TikTok we don't really do fuck all on anymore.
Where's the Amazon?
And it's not. There isn't Amazon anymore, is there? Oh no, it's Google that went. No, I think you can do. I don't know. It'd be everywhere. So wherever you get it, and join the Patreon because we're still doing that.
Yeah, that's still going. That's just £3 a month, £3.60, which is whatever the guy said the other day, 11.926482p a day.
£79.
Yeah,
no,
something like that.
12p pretty much. Yeah. Yes. So we haven't. I mean, we didn't do an episode last week because we tried something and it didn't really work. So we are trying something else.
Is that the one that we're uploading to Patreon?
Yeah, so we've still got it. It's basically now just going to be on the Patreon. So if you're not on the Patreon and you want to hear it, join the Patreon.
Go listen.
Yeah,
go
pretty much.
Join, go pay, listen. That episode was absolute carnage. It was like an hour and a half of absolute... I don't even know.
I will tell you how long it is. It was... 1 hour and 48 minutes and 53 seconds.
Nearly 2 hours long. So if you want to go listen to 2 hours of absolute...
What the fuck?
What have you clicked on?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Is this a porn website?
Minecraft just popped up on my computer.
I thought that, right? I've got 2 screens. I've got the one in front of me, which has got our streaming platform on, and then I've got Discord on my other screen. I've always got Discord open, and it shows me everything. It shows the servers, the channels, the channel I've selected, and who's online on my right side, who's online in the server I've selected. Obviously, we're in the Brothers Unplugged section, so you're online, and it said, AKL, playing Minecraft launcher. And I was like, why is he playing Minecraft?
I'm not really sure. I was clicking it. I'll be honest. I'm going to go into it because I downloaded Minecraft again, all right? I'm not ashamed to say it. I've also downloaded it, and it's not on my PC.
Oh, where'd you download it from?
The interwebs.
Oh, you downloaded Minecraft?
I've downloaded it. It just popped up and started. It went press enter to play. So I don't know if it's Minecraft or not, but and then I clicked off of it, and now it's gone.
If you click the search bar at the bottom and type up Minecraft,
I've just done that, and it just took me to the interwebs again. So yeah. I'm not really sure what has happened. Minecraft China has now invaded my PC and has taken control of Hello.
Do you want to play some Minecraft?
I'm gonna build a big tower for you today. A big tower. We can cook some egg fried rice. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know if everyone's noticed yet, but we're not in the studio.
No, we're not in the studio. We're testing out the remote thing. Yeah, last week it didn't go too well, but we thought we'd give it another crack.
The audio side of it was alright.
Yeah.
It was more the outcome, I should say, of the podcast. It was a bit all over the place. You were sort of there, and then you weren't there, and then you were there again, and then all of a sudden you weren't there, and then like we were talking about something, and then 5 minutes later you'd pop up and be like, "Yeah, so I did it," and then you'd go again. I'd be like, "Sid, hello, are you there?" So we're trying the remote way of doing it and seeing what it comes out like. But I also have to be quiet, or fairly quiet, because the baby is in bed.
The baby's sleeping.
If I wake the baby up, then my wife will chop off my balls and feed them to the crackheads outside Asda. So I'm being quiet. I have to check behind me every so often, make sure she's not standing at the door, give me dagger eyes. Exact thing that she done at Meghan Markle's wedding when I went to strip.
Oh, did she give you dagger eyes?
I was pissed, okay? And what had happened was I decided I thought it'd be a good idea to get onto the stage with Reese and start waving the wands around. And if you're on the Discord, there is a video of that. So we were up there, and then there was like 4 or 5 people that started shouting strip. And, you know, I'm a child at heart, and I can't help it. So I undone my belt. Reese undone his belt. I've looked to the right, and Debbie is giving me dagger eyes. I was like, I'm just going to do these back up. Yes. And then just carried on dancing. So that was good fun. But
I didn't realise she gave you dagger eyes.
Yeah,
I just thought you just didn't want to do it.
No, I wanted to do it. I thought she was going to kill me, so I was like, oh.
So eager.
Yeah, but other than that, you have something as well to tell everyone.
Do I?
Yeah. Sid is coming out. He's gay. I know everyone knew that already.
Guys,
Hey.
this is my new orgy video.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Why?
Because it's funny. Now everyone's going to see the clapping as orgy. And then when we all finish, we're all like, yay. These are just the stock sounds that come with this. We haven't got any of our sounds on. We've only got what this software has given us. I can download them. Obviously, we downloaded the intro and the admin sound, but nothing else. So
yeah, we'll get there. Basically, the sound effects are a no-go today. Unless it's clapping or... What the fuck? It's done it again.
Why are you playing Minecraft again? It's come up playing Minecraft.
It's just there. It's just like, press enter to enter narrator. I don't want to enter narrator.
Enter narrator.
Just let me quit the game. But yeah, so...
Well, what news do I have? What
did you do last week?
What did I do last week?
Have a think.
I'm thinking. Working.
Close. Very close. You're very warm.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think I tried explaining it not on the last episode, the one that's on the Patreon, but then cut out halfway through. So, last week, I don't know if it was last week. Last week I started it, but I think it was a week or two before. I had an interview. Now you all guessed what happened.
Yeah,
I got a new
you
job.
said about it before.
Yeah, I got the job that I was going on about. So many of you, if you listen to the previous episodes, I have mentioned that I applied for this new job, a spray job, and I got it. So
yeah,
all is good. I started Wednesday last week. When's this going out? This episode
tonight.
Brilliant.
Which is Monday the 18th.
Yes, yeah. So, I've started work last week on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
Fuck the other job off because shit. I can chat as much as I want now. I don't care who listens.
Fuck you, Barry.
Yeah, fuck you, Barry. I ain't blowing his name out in this one. I don't care. I don't care. I thought this for weeks. I was like, so when I knew I was leaving, I was like, oh, I can slag him off on the podcast now, and don't have to blur his name. So, yeah. Hashtag
To fuck him
Barry
is pretty much what you're saying
in
at
the
this
Discord.
point.
Yeah, pretty much. Because he's a
Just
prick.
fuck him.
Yeah, he's a prick. I don't care who listens. I know a few people at work, at my old work, know about my podcast. So
Yeah, but do they actually listen?
probably not. Probably not.
Some
I
of
don't
them
think.
say they do, but do they actually listen?
Yeah, I don't think they actually do. But even if they do and they hear this, tell Barry I said fuck him.
Surely they can't like him either, though.
Oh no, no one does. No one likes him. He's
So-
he's an arsehole. You try helping him out and he get moaned at. Like the day I left early for Meghan Markle's wedding,
Yeah.
I said to him, obviously, when was it?
Did you just go up to him and be like, Barry, why don't you hang yourself?
I should have.
But
I said, I tried booking it off, got declined. I said, I need the Thursday off at least. He said, can't do that. I said, right, well, what about half day? We needed to be at the venue by 1 o'clock-ish, something like that, half one, quarter past
well,
one.
we had the photographer come round to mine at like 12.
Yeah. Well, so I said to him, I was like, I need the half day. And the thing is, I was the only shoe bottler that week, so I left and there was no shoe bottlers. Well, actually, some bloke who'd done it before, he covered for me. But he wanted to do it anyways. So I literally got to the day, half day, leave at 11:30. So bopping through the day, doing my job, blah, 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 all the shit. And I got to 10 o'clock, I had my break, and I didn't realise this, I forgot. When you have a half day, you don't have a break. You just work straight from 7:30 till 11:30. For some reason, but I had my break because it's just my routine. I just go out, have a break, and sort myself out. Eat, relax for 15 minutes, and get as much time as I can without being depressed in that factory. And then I went back in, and it got to 11:30, and I just quickly cleaned up my desk, picked up the metal off the floor, threw it in the bin, all that, and swept everything up. Got to 11:30, and the bloke was like, "Have you had a break?" Like the bloke I work with. And I went, yeah, and he went, you're meant to leave at 1:45 if you have a break, but he went, if I was you just do what you want. He doesn't care really either. So I was like, I was like, it's another 15 minutes, not that long. If I do another 15 minutes, I know I might be cutting it a bit tight getting home to get ready, have a shower and get ready, but I'll be able to make it. So I was like, you know what, I'll stay till 11:45, so then manager won't have a moan at me. Happy days. No one's gonna get annoyed. So I got to 11:45.
Haha, sack bitch.
I got to 11:45, and I literally went, all right, see you later. So bye. Went to the clock out machine. I looked at the clock out machine, and it said 11:47. So I clocked out. Started walking out. Some bloke stopped me on the way. He was, oh, where are you going? I was like, wedding. I was like, oh, see you later. Have a good time. Blah blah blah. Got to the end of the yard. And I hear a voice in the background. I heard, Sid. I was like,
Wait, was you out of the building?
Pretty much. I was still on the yard bit, but I was out the building. And he followed me out.
I would have told him to fuck off at that point.
And then he turned around. I turned around. I went, yeah. And he went, I was like, oh, it's you. And he's holding his phone looking at it. And he goes, why are you leaving at this time when you said you was having a half day or some bullshit along the line of that? And I went, oh, well. At 10 o'clock I had a 15-minute break like everyone else does, and I completely forgot. So I thought I'd kind of do you a favour, and instead of just having a break and then leaving at 11:30, which you probably moaned at me for if I got caught because everyone knew I was at break, if you asked, and I thought I'd do you a favour and stay the extra 15 minutes to cover off what I had at my break, even though I was having a half day, not meant to, but I accidentally had one, so I did another 15 minutes. Doing him a favour, pretty much. Oh, did he moan at me for that? At that point, I was like, this is why I'm leaving.
Yeah, but surely, 15 minutes isn't going to make a difference.
He turned around and he was like, oh, well, you meant to leave. He went on bullshit. He was like, well, you meant to run that past us before before doing it. I was like, look, I didn't know. I forgot. It got to the last 15 minutes, and I literally thought, oh, it works. Oh, I'll just do another 15 minutes to save hassle. And he had a moan at me for it and told me that I needed to run it past him before I'd actually execute that idea.
You should have probably just turned around and gone, look, just don't pay me for the fucking extra 15 minutes then, you wanker.
Yeah. And I literally said to him, I was like, okay, whatever. And I was like, I need to go, because I've got a wedding to go to. And he went, all right, have fun. And I just walked off and went home. And I got to my car and I went, is this prick really being serious? I literally put my bag in the car and stopped and went, this prick, really? Run it past him. I'd done him a favour. I literally did it an extra 15 minutes to save any hassle, and he still has a moan at me.
It's probably because your 15 minutes in the morning is like a paid break. So his way of thinking is probably you've got a paid break and you've done an extra 15 minutes, even though that's going to be like a fucking couple of quid that they've got to pay you.
I know, but
so he's probably
I worked that, so
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, no, but his fault was if we're paying you to have your break, like your lunches will be an unpaid lunch. So there's like my lunch is half an hour and it's unpaid.
Yeah.
So if I'm there for 8 hours, I get paid for 7.5, even though I have another break in the morning. So he's probably thinking, I've got to pay you for the break that you actually had and this extra 15 minutes. But I don't see why it's a fucking issue. It's like 15 minutes.
No, I don't understand. It's like a couple quid. So yeah, the following week after I left.
And now, fucking.
Yeah. Fuck you, Barry. Prick.
So, well, fuck him.
And your fucking wonky teeth.
I'm sure he'll get over it.
He's probably already over it.
So, yeah, but didn't he kick off because you didn't give him your notice?
Yeah, well, I gave him 2 days' notice. I walked in on Monday. I went, here's my formal notice. Tomorrow's my last working day. And he went, you meant to give like a week's notice. I went, oh, well. I went, I can't. My new job, I can't. I'm starting Wednesday, so literally today and tomorrow I'm working. That's it. Bit of extra cash. No.
Well,
he was like,
technically you don't need to give him notice. But
no, he was like, oh, so you're giving me barely any notice. And I went, yep. See you later, and just walked out. And he was like, alright, okay. He just shoved it in his face and went, alright, bye.
Yeah, but now you're not getting paid for that.
Yeah, because I feel stupid now, but,
So
karma will hit one day.
Do you know when I told you to quit on that Friday?
Yeah, but I thought everyone was telling me to just do the last 2 days and just leave instead of doing an actual notice because I've actually got a better job.
Yeah, but I'd have just turned around on that Thursday, said to him, when can I start? They would have probably told you Monday, and then you could
no, on the Friday when they called me, they said we won't be able to do the Monday upcoming.
I thought she said that you could do Monday or Wednesday.
No, she said you won't be able to do the Monday, but she said the earliest would probably be the Wednesday.
Oh, so hindsight, you could have just had like 2 days off because you didn't get paid for it anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if I knew that, I would have just left there and then. If someone come up to me on the Monday halfway through the day and went, you're not getting paid for these 2 days, I'd have been like, oh really? I'd literally just left my stuff where it is and just walked out.
Thing is, they won't tell you because they expect you to look in your contract.
Oh yeah, I know, but that was over 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know, but they'll think, well, he's not giving notice and he's still working. Like he's got to look in his contract.
Yeah, because
they can't start that.
Ever since I gave him that formal notice, he didn't look at me nor speak to me.
Oh.
Didn't say bye, didn't say nothing. So I was like, all right, fuck you then.
Didn't say anything.
Nothing.
You should have gone up to the office and be like, excuse me, Barry, where is my living present?
Oh, he'd be lucky to get one if he was lucky.
My boss turns around and he goes, when are you going to Norway? I'm like, 29th. And he's like, fuck you. I'm like, okay, thank you. I'm like, you're going to miss me. He's like, are you coming back? I'm like, maybe. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, my leaving present was getting out of there. I'll take that.
Your leaving present was a week unpaid.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But what are you doing? What are you doing now then? I know what you're doing, but for everyone else.
I'm
actually saying that, I don't know.
Spraying. Basically spraying. It's like furniture spraying. Mostly it's woodwork, basically. We're spraying. It's like furniture for London. So it's a lovely company. Everyone who works there is actually normal. They're really nice. I actually enjoy going there and working.
Yeah.
The first day I went there, I walked in. I think it was about 1:45-ish, 10:45-ish, something like that. And the manager turned around to me, and I've been working with a prick of a manager for over 2 years, just over 2 years. So my first instinct is, he's going to be strict. He's going to be on top of me. I'm going to probably get moaned at for something. I walk in. He's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, you." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Got a key for you for your own locker." He was like, "We'll sort your stuff out, do the paperwork, some bits I got to run through with you."
You get a locker?
Yeah, my own locker. And he went, "Also, do you want a cup of tea?" I was like, "Yeah, okay." He went, "Yeah, here's your own mug, here's your spoon. Kettle's there, the tea bags, sugar, milk in the fridge there." He's like, "Just make your own one up in your own time." I went, "All right." And he went, "Normally," I can't remember what he said, something about, so don't make a tea after a certain time or before a certain time. One of them two, I can't remember what it was. And he went, to be honest with you, he was like, "I don't really mind, just make a tea when you want to." So,
Nice.
just walk over to the kettle, turn it on, carry on doing your work for 5 minutes while it boils, and just go make a cup of tea and just not bothered.
But I think that's how places should be, because my place is like that. Like, they don't really. It's so laid back. If I want to go and make a tea or a coffee, then I'll just sort of go whenever.
It's weird because it makes me want to work.
Yeah, when you're treated like an adult, it is. But when you're in somewhere, it's like, "Oh, where did you go for 2 minutes?" I'm like, "I just went to go get a glass of water," and they're like, "Oh, how dare you!"
Yeah,
it was like my old place, or one of the old places, that one in Southend where I used to work for the. They used to make like plane parts, and I used to do the driving for them. So then, what I'd done. This is what like the day I left. So I was doing the driving. So I was loading up the van, or people were loading up my van, and then I was driving to Harlow.
Yeah.
And as they were loading up my van, I went to the toilet, and my manager came up to me and went, "Charlie." I was like, Yes, Yanis. What do you want?" And he was like, "Where was you?" I was like, "In the toilet." "Oh, you have to ask me, Charlie." I'm like, "What? Yeah, I have to ask you to go for a piss?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "You can fuck off," is what I'm going to tell you, because I'm not I'm fucking an adult. I'm not asking you to go for a piss. They're loading my van up. It's not in the way. I've come out of the toilet and they're still loading it up. I haven't missed anything. I'm just in the toilet.
You need to wait anyways.
Yeah, and then he kicked off. He was like, "No, if you need to go to the toilet and your van's been loaded, you have to ask me." I was like, "You can listen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you to fuck off. You can find another driver, and I'm going home." And I walked out, and he was like, "No, come back." I was like, "Fuck you, Yanis." Yeah, so that was good fun.
Yeah, well, that's the closest I've done to walking out, but I should have just walked out halfway. I wish I knew. But, oh well, you live and you learn.
Well, I'm sure this new place will be 10 times better than the last place, so...
Well, I've been there 4 days, and it's better already. Every new person I've met, they speak to me like they've known me for ages. Like, they joke about and everything, and the people who I work with, I get on well with. The managers, they're fine. No one, at first I'm like, "Oh no, I'm going to get moaned at." And then, what was it? I was on my phone. That's one thing. They're quite laid back on your phone. Obviously, they said they had this list that they had to check off about stuff to run over with. All like where the first aid kit is, all the stuff like that, where the toilets are, loads of stuff.
Do you know where your phone is? Yes, in my pocket. No, it's not. It's in mine.
And it got
it's
to
a magician.
He was on a bench and he was running through them. He was like, "Yeah, I'll show you where that is." And he went, "Oh, mobile phones." He was like, "We don't really mind, but just don't take the piss of it." And I was like, "That's understandable." And like not half the time, but people like answer their phone in the spray shop, and then like he looks over and he just doesn't care. So I'm like, and there was one time where I was put my headphones in while I was sanding loads of stuff down. Put my headphones in, pulled my phone out to choose a playlist, and I was scrolling through, and I see him looking at me, and I thought, "Oh no." I was like, "Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no," and he just looked away and he didn't bother, didn't say nothing at all. So,
no.
And
most places won't, as long as you're like, unless you're sitting there on your phone for like fucking 10 minutes. I don't think people really care.
No.
So
yeah,
my boss walks in and I'm sitting there watching YouTube videos. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Shut up. I'm halfway through a video. Come back to me in 20 minutes when this finishes, okay?"
Yeah, no, it's good. So
what have you actually done so far then?
I've made some aerosol cans. I've sanded loads of stuff down. Mostly watching. It's what you do when you first time at a job, and you
So you like shadowing?
Almost. I've been doing a lot of shadowing for like when I'm watching them spray, helping them load stuff up, helping them sand stuff down. Well, standing stuff down. Earlier I did a load of door stops, sanded down because the bloke primed them and put them on the rack, and they dried up through the day, and then towards the end of the day I started sanding them all down.
So they got like a proper spray booth.
They got three big ones.
Oh.
Three booths. You got one at the front of the shop, and then at the back of the shop there's two, but they're separated by like plastic curtains.
So you're going to be using one of them at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Well, they all share it, but obviously if one person's in there, then they're using it. But the majority of the time, you use the one that you. Like the bloke who I've watched spray a lot, he's used the one at the back of at the back of the spray shop on the right. So that's. Like,
do they just give you like your own work, and then you just like do? Do you know what I mean? Like if they give you just say, "Oh right, this is what you've got to do," and then they just leave you to it, and you just sort of do it and plod along.
Almost, if you know what you're doing, yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, every time because you sign in with your phone. There's an app on your phone, and on every bit of like piece of paper for the job, you got a QR code, and you go on your phone, you go onto the app, and you scan the QR code.
That's right.
And
fucking technical, that is.
Yeah, it signs you into the job. So you'd be like, oh no, you're signed into blah blah blah, whatever job it is. Could be like the other day we did some planters. I signed into that job, and then you do that job, and then if you do another job, you sign into that. But you also sign in. You also clock in with your phone as well. You walk in, and they have iPads attached to the walls, all over the place, at the doors, spray shop door. So as soon as you go in, go on your phone, sign in, and you sign into well, that's when you clock in. That's when you start.
So what's the fob for?
To access doors.
What?
To access doors.
What is this, like Area 51?
Pretty much, yeah. The only way you can get in is, I don't know. You can go through reception, but obviously you got automatic doors, and you got to be buzzed in. If you have a key fob, you can key fob in. But the door at the front where I go in, you have to have a key fob to get in.
Oh.
You can go through the side, through like the yard bit, but that's whether the garage is open.
Do you know what you should do? Is just fuck with people, and then just nick someone's phone, and then sign into a job with like one of the driver's phones. And they'll be like, "What the fuck?" And you're like, "Yeah, how did you get over here? Why are you spraying a plant pot? You're supposed to be driving to London." And just see what they do.
Yeah. You got. There's even places in the building you have to use a key fob for, to get into the office section. So the other day when I was handing back my paperwork, I had to go to like HR, and I had to key fob into them doors. So you can't just walk in. You've got to have a key fob to get in there. So, which is quite cool, I guess. But yeah,
sounds like right fucking high tech place. So you got keys and shit. My workshop door is wooden, and the lock holding the door closed with all the workshop tools in there is older than me. And the key, right? I shit you not, my work key for the workshop is about 1 mil thick, where it has been used so much. It's just worn down. I dropped the last one.
Is it a skeleton key?
Yeah. I dropped one before, literally from like knee height. I dropped my keys, and the key just fell apart. I was like, "Oh, this is like my life."
It's
enjoy it then.
Yeah,
good.
Enjoying it a lot. So for the future to come, I guess. But so I think. What was that?
I dropped my vape.
I think soon I'll start spraying. So get down deep in that. So
yeah. Good. But I mean, we actually have a topic today, don't we? And rather than just sitting here talking shit, we actually have a topic which we actually have prepped for.
Yeah.
And we've also, I think the next 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks, we have some interesting stuff coming up. We've got some people coming on. We have guests. and some interesting stories.
Yeah.
So it'll be a mix of doing it like we are now and then doing it in the garage. So it's But I think tonight was just basically to test how it comes out. I'm sure it'll be fine. It sounded fine before, so but if you don't like it, then I don't care.
Fuck you.
Pretty much. So, but what are we actually doing?
We got some. Are they embarrassing injuries, would we say, or just injuries in general?
Well, I mean, mine are all embarrassing. So
yeah, so embarrassing injuries that we've caused ourselves throughout the years. No, well, not mainly ourselves, but partially.
It was more when I was younger.
Yeah, you like to break a lot of bones when you're younger.
I was pretty much at the hospital like every weekend.
They knew your name. They knew who you were.
I think one week I come in because I broke my arm. The week after that, I'd done something else, and the woman was like, "Hi, Charlie." I was like, "Hello, Sharon." She's like, "Did you get parked okay?" I was like, "No, I'm 9. I can't drive." But I mean,
no, Sharon.
How dare you?
My BMX is locked outside, so we're fine.
The BMX is fucked because I got run over. But I mean, do you want me to start? Or do you want to start?
You start. Let's see what you got.
Okay, so I'm going to go from pretty much the earliest I can remember. So I was in year 6. Okay, just picture this.
Yeah.
I'm in the playground. I got my kickers on. I'm ready to fuck some shit up.
The gold kickers.
I got my kickers on. Lace up ones because I was fucking bougie in year 6.
No Velcro around here, boy.
This is when Mum and Dad used to work. So I was playing cricket. Okay, and by cricket I mean I was playing with the plastic cricket sets in the playground, and I'd hit the ball and then run.
Right.
So as I've got to the bit at the end where you turn around and you run back, I was running along, and all of a sudden I planted my left leg and I turned, but my foot didn't turn with my leg. So the bottom half of my leg just stayed in position. I turned, and then my knee just went and popped out. And I carried on running. And I was like, oh, that's painful. And I looked, and my kneecap was like on the left-hand side of my leg, or the right-hand side of my leg. Yeah, and then Mum come and got me. She was like, "What have you done?" I was like, "My knee looks funny, Mum. I don't like this one."
I don't know what my knee looks like.
But I did get privileges because I was on crutches for like 6 weeks, and I had one of them bad boy splints.
Weren't you on crutches when it comes to sports day? Do you remember that story? Where you tried racing in crutches?
Oh, fucking hell. So it was me and one of my old friends called Harry, and he was on crutches. I think he broke his ankle. What are you doing?
My my arse is imprinted on that bottom pillow on the chair, and it's like wedged in the crack.
Sounds like you're packing to go on holiday. All I can hear is like you're just like folding vests up. You're like, that one in there, put this one there. Yeah, so basically one of my mates, I dislocated my knee, and then he'd broke his ankle like a couple of weeks before that. So we were like the cripples of the school, get let out 5 minutes before class so we can get there on time. But instead of
fucked about, didn't you?
Yeah, but instead of going to class, we used to have sword fights in the hallway with our crutches. And I thought I broke my arm at one point because he hit me really hard with his crutch. And I was like, "Oh dear, this is my good arm as well." But yeah, it was sports day, and they decided to be inclusive and put me and Harry in a race. So the two cripples of the school.
I don't think they decided to put you in a race, did they?
Well, they turned around and were like, "Do you two want a race on the crutches?" I mean, we were like fucking 11, and they decided to make us race, and I feel like we were just sort of like, what I don't even know what it's fucking called, but like I was used like a piece of meat for their entertainment because they thought these two fucking dicks are gonna crash and fall over. And that is exactly what fucking happened. We were like, we were like fully going for it as well. I had some fucking pace going because I dislocated my left leg and I'm right-footed, so I have my good leg. And I was like, "Oh, I've got some power going here. I can give myself some boosty boosts." So I think I must have made it about 5 metres. I was in the lead as well, which was really annoying. So I was going along, and my crutch got stuck in the grass. And instead of pulling it out,
How hard did you push it in?
no, I was aggressive. Okay, I wanted to win this race, so I'm going along, and then I've pushed into the grass. It's like my whole body weight. Remember, I was fat when I was a kid. So I'm pushing along, and as I've pushed, my crutch has obviously sunk into like a soggy bit of grass. And then as I've gone to pull the crutch out to do it, I was doing like two-handed fucking crutches, like a horse.
Oh, well, you put them both forward and then launch yourself forward. Then.
Yeah, I was doing that. I made it about 5 metres. I got stuck in the grass. I've gone to pull it out, but I've jumped at the same time, like pushed to give myself a bit of a boost. And my arms just come straight out of the crutch, and I went about 6 foot forward. So, and landed on my fucking knee. Yeah, so that was fun. And then Harry just carried on going. And he won. And everyone fucking cheered him. And I'm laying on the floor.
To be you.
But the worst thing, I turned around, the crutch was still stuck in the ground. I was like, fuck, my crutch. I couldn't get up. I'm just fucking stuck there, laying on the floor, and no one fucking helped me.
I can just imagine that, though.
Some little chubby kid just falling over. I'm pretty sure even one of the fucking teachers laughed at me. I was like, I'm not a fucking show horse, okay?
You come over with a shotgun and you're like, all right, it's now time for you to go, buddy.
You've had your day, okay? It's time for Harry to win now. I see him. He came up the club not long ago, about a month or so ago. He comes up every so often, and it's quite funny because every time I see him, he used to break a lot shit all the time as well. So we're always in like the same fucking special rooms because we were injured.
See him in a waiting room in a hospital.
Yeah.
Hello.
What have you done this time? Knee again. What have you done? Arm. Right. High five. No, not that one. The other arm. But honestly, I've got a list, and it's fucking massive.
Great.
Because I've got it from when I was younger all the way up to like a couple of years ago. But touch wood. I haven't got any wood in the fucking office, have I? I have to touch my dick. I haven't actually done anything recently.
Your desk is wooden.
Oh yeah.
You didn't forget that.
It looks like wood as well, which is the worst part. But yeah, I haven't actually injured myself recently, and I'm trying to keep it that way.
Yeah,
Other than like a couple of black eyes and things like that, but other than that, we're alright. So, go on then. What have you got?
I remember. I'd say it's embarrassing, kind of, because I was like by myself when it happened. So back in reception.
That's even worse. Because you're just embarrassed and you're just on your own.
Yeah. Well, back in reception, in my old school, they used to have like the playgrounds, and they'd have like a certain playground for reception.
Yeah.
The reception block. So I was out on the playground, and bopping about. I was by myself, just as I do, just lonely old me.
Still alone. Just sits at work and just, hey guys, hey.
Pitch off. Okay. Yeah. So I was sitting there, just standing there in the playground, just looking around, just by myself. And
was you one of the weird kids that used to like Naruto run through the corridor?
No,
Are you sure?
That wasn't a thing then. When it was a thing, yeah.
Oh wow, that's showing my age.
No. Yeah, I was standing there, and they had these free-wheel little trike things.
Right.
And on the edge of the playground, there was like this grass hill, not high enough to get some speed.
Wait, was this the same primary school I went to?
No, I didn't go to the same primary school as you.
Did you not? Oh no, you went to the other one, didn't you?
Yeah.
You went to the bougie one, the favourite child primary school.
Was it bougie? I don't know.
It's better than the one I went to. I had fucking teachers laugh at me when I fell over.
Yeah. Anyways, he turned out to be. Who was it? Oh, I'll tell you after. It was a couple of them on the hill, and one of them, you're not allowed to go down the hill on the trike. It's a forbidden rule. You're not allowed to because it can cause injuries to other people or maybe yourself.
That's fucking boring.
So yeah, so 1 minute I look over and I see this kid on the trike on top of the hill. So I was like, oh, okay, not bothered, don't care. Next minute, standing there, I look to my right again. He's coming at me. This trike is flying. You know when they stick their, on the trikes, obviously the front wheel isn't like a BMX, like mountain bike, so where you stop pedaling, but the wheel carries on.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is built in, so when you're pedaling, the wheel's going. If the wheel's going, the pedals are going. You know when the kids stick their legs up and they're flying, the pedals just pedals are flying. I see it as like seconds, and he's got his legs swinging up. And all of a sudden, next minute, I get smashed into, and all I can remember, I don't know if I got knocked out, I got hit. And next minute, I open my eyes to see teachers over me, kids over me, looking over, and I'm sitting there and I'm like crying because I've been smashed, like my face has been smashed by like this handlebar of this
They don't
trike.
have brakes either, do they?
No, this one didn't have brakes.
Basically, just if you go on the hill, like
Do you know what the brakes were? Me. That's what the brakes were. I was the brakes.
my face.
Yeah, so I literally just got smashed into and I hit the floor. And the next minute I open my eyes and I see like teachers and kids over me and I'm like, what is going on? Teachers pulled me up. And mum got me, I had a yellow coat, a bright yellow coat. I like that yellow coat. It was a really nice coat. That coat was red when I looked down at it. And all I can remember is I had to keep my left eye shut because the blood was pouring.
Yeah.
My eyebrow had slit open, and then all I remember is getting dragged through the school with my left eye closed, just crying. And I got to the not the reception bit, kind of reception bit where like everyone, I can't remember what it's called.
The lobby.
Yeah, so I got there and they were cleaning me up, and I'm sitting there. And they're like, oh, your nice yellow coat's all dirty now. And I look down, it's like, at this point, both my eyes are open, and all I see is my coat is covered in red. And I was like, who put a different coat on me? What? So they cleaned me up, put some blue tissue on it, and told me I'd be fine. No, they called Mum up. Mum come and grabbed me. She, funny enough, walks in crying. Don't know why. I don't know.
It's because you broke her trike.
I thought it was a broomstick she wrote.
I was going to make a joke, but I can't.
Do it.
No.
What?
It's because it's our mum.
Oh, God's sake. But yeah, so I ended up going to A&E, and we got in there, and I can't remember how long I was sitting there for. I don't think it was too long. But I was sitting there, I got taken into a room by a doctor. Doctor laid me on a bed, and he went, we're going to stitch you up now. Not stitch up. They didn't use stitches for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because it wasn't actually...
Do they use like the butterfly strips?
No, I think they did. They used glue and then butterfly stick.
See? Everyone takes the piss out of me for using fucking super glue whenever I cut myself, but even the hospitals use it.
I'm pretty sure they used glue. They glued it up. I remember just like pinching it, like kind of hurt, but kind of didn't. Like pinched it up, butterfly, and I remember my eyebrow being like lumpy. I remember it scabbed up and everything. And on the way to school one day, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna touch my eyebrow." Mum in the car, she was like, "Don't fucking touch the eyebrow." She was like, "Don't, you'll rush up the stitches." I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it." And then yeah, but I've still got the scar to this day on my eyebrow. So, and it turns out the kid who ran me over turned out to be my best friend a few years later.
Is that why you don't like motorbikes anymore? Because you're just afraid of them?
Yeah, I keep falling off them.
You just see a truck in the high street and you're like, oh, death machines.
There's some kids that go on them like three-wheel trikes, but the parents are on the handles. I'm like, panic, like, hide behind a tree, like, please don't come for me.
My next one, right? I think I was in like year 8. I broke my rib. I don't know if you remember this.
No.
Because you would have only been like young. I don't think you would have even started school at that point.
No, I
was in
don't
like
that.
primary school. So I used to go over to the tennis courts over Fairview a lot. So we'd take them over there, but I went with a couple of people, and they used to skateboard. So I thought it would be a good idea to ride. Bear in mind, I can't ride a skateboard. And I thought it would be a good idea to ride the skateboard round in the tennis court, like while we were just fucking around. But what I'd done was I went over, I tried to jump over the net on the skateboard. Not on the skateboard, but the skateboard went under it, and I tried jumping over the net.
Oh, the badminton nets.
No, the tennis nets.
That's it.
Tennis court. So I've tried jumping over it and I've fallen over. I was like, hang about, the skateboard went straight under that net. Maybe I can go under the net with the skateboard. So what I'd done, I'd laid on the skateboard, belly on, right?
Coffin style.
Yeah. No, I was laying on my front.
On the front,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, like proper face first, and I was like, right, boys, give me a push. I'm going under. And they'd run all the way from the other side of the tennis court, turned me. I must have been doing at least like sonic speeds of about 10 mile an hour. Right, straight into the net. And do you know what happened?
You recoiled back.
The skateboard went under the net. I fucking didn't. And what happened is I bent like a pretzel backwards and somehow broke one of my ribs. But the floating rib at the bottom, I broke one of them. I'm not really sure how it happened, but I remember I was winded for about 2 weeks.
Jesus.
And it was, but I mean, the hospital couldn't do anything. I didn't even go to the hospital.
What did you catch on the net though? Was it your head?
My rib is what I caught. No, I don't know. The skateboard went under it and just carried on going where I had so much speed, and I done like a fucking WWE move, and like just sort of went head into the net. But where I was going so fast, like my legs followed but bent the other way. So I sort of bent over. I'd reversed bent. Is all I can. Describe it as. Yeah, and it somehow cracked one of my ribs, and that was fucking horrible. Because there's nothing you can do with a broken rib other than just be a pussy. So that is
cry for weeks.
That is pretty much all I've done for. Yeah, so I don't ever touch skateboards. That's why I used to go on my scooter. But also I injured myself many times on that as well. So we've already. Scooter. Also, Papa John's was one injury, but I did get free pizza out of it. And the other one was, do you remember when I split my jaw open?
Yeah, the skate park. I remember that. I was going to go see Lightning McQueen with Mum in the cinema, and you interrupted rudely. So we can't go see it now because we've got to go take Charlie to hospital. I was like, prick. Really, I was excited to see Cars 2, and now I've got to go to the hospital because this prick can't run a scooter. Great.
No, I was doing on the ramps. And
not very well though, was it?
Well, no. But it was. This is why it's embarrassing, because I did the jump, right, and it was like the tabletop. So I was clearing the tabletop and I was showing off because there was people there. And what I thought I'd do is I landed, and then as I was going down the flat part of the ramp, as I'd landed, I took my hands off of the handlebars. I'm not really sure why, but but where the ramp meets the concrete, it's a bump. It's not flat. It's like a bit of a bump. So as I'm going down, I've taken my hands off the handlebars and I have my waist on the handlebars, right? And I've done the Jesus pose because I've landed a cool trick. And obviously my arms are out by my side. I've hit the concrete and then just fucking went flying forward and just straight into the concrete. And split my jaw open. So I've still got a photo of it. I think it's on my Facebook.
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it is. I remember posting it, and it's just this gash under your chin.
Yeah, because I was alright. I hit the floor, and I was like, "Fucking hell, what the Jesus!" I couldn't see anything, and then I got up, and I was like, "I'm alive!" And then all of a sudden, everyone was looking at me, and then I looked down, and there was like just a pool of blood on the floor. I was like, "Oh shit!" But then I didn't know where I was bleeding from because I was like grabbing my face, and I was like, "My nose is fine, my eyes are fine, like my eyebrows are fine, my lips are fine." I was like, what the fuck? But then I put my hand under and it was just dripping out. And I was like, oh. And then I put my finger in the hole. I was like, oh. Yeah. So I was just like in the hole. And now I've got like a patch under my chin where I can't grow a beard because of the scar. And sometimes I sit there at work and I rub the scar with the no hair. And I'm like, oh, what it'd be like to have a full beard. This is how Sid must feel. Yeah, that was a fun one.
I'm trying.
I've honestly got fucking loads.
I know, you've literally injured yourself in
Yeah.
many ways.
Oh, there's so many. The one that I think you enjoyed was when I got hit by a car on my BMX. It's not funny, it was traumatic. Okay. I loved that BMX and it was fucked. So I don't even know what I was doing. I was on my BMX, I was in the high street, and then I was about to go home, and I'd gone past the park, King George's, and I was at the top, going like down Bull Lane way.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm not really sure, I think I was looking into the park while I was riding along, and as I'm looking to my right, I've obviously gone off of the curb. But as I've gone off of the curb, there was a car like literally coming at me.
Oh, Jesus.
So I've gone off the curb at the exact time the car was like next to me, and I just went over the bonnet. My bike fucking went over the bonnet as well. I flew over his car and landed in the road, and like the adrenaline hit me so fucking quick. I just ran over to my bike, picked it up, and just rode off. And I'm like pedaling for dear life, and then I've realised that my handlebars are pointing left and I'm going straight. So I'm fucking trying to pedal, and then my chains come off. So I'm like scooting down the road with my feet, trying to get away. And I've looked behind, and this car had turned around, and he's coming after me. And I was like, oh shit. So I'm like pushing along, and then I've got to the road down the end, and then there's an alleyway down that road. And to get home, I had to go through the alleyway. So I've gone through the alley, but then forgot that at the end of the other side of that alleyway, there's them like the bars. So you have to sort of like scoot in between the bars to get through. And where my handlebars were all fucked, I was panicking and I got like caught in the bars. And then the bloke had already got out of his car and was running at me in the alleyway. So I just started crying. And he came up to me, he was like, are you okay? I was like, oh, no, everything hurts. He's like, where do you live? I was like, I don't know. I'm with the circus. I don't have a home. I just didn't want him to go and like say that I'd ridden off, even though it was my fault. But he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to make sure you was okay. I was like, I thought you were fucking chasing me, like going to beat me up. I'm like 12, 13. Yeah, and then he was like, are you sure you're okay? I was like, yeah. Is your car okay, sir? He's like, the car's fine. I was like, are you sure? Because I see it in the air and it didn't look very good. I had an aerial view of his car. I remember literally flying over and I see him in the windscreen like, hello!
You looking over like, oh, wow, sound of rhythm.
Yeah, I didn't even touch I literally hit his bonnet and then went over it. And then I walked to my bike home, just crying the whole way.
I can make that.
Yeah, and I got home. Dad was like, what happened? I was like, he's broken. I don't know how to fix it. The chain's down the road. But I didn't tell him how I'd done it. I just said that it was broke. And then he went out there and just straightened the handlebars up and found the chain and put it back on. I was like, okay, thank you.
Did he not ask how it happened?
No, I just told him I fell off it. Even though I was covered in bruises and shit. And like, I remember the day after, I actually felt like I'd been hit by a car.
no threat. Really?
Like people go, I feel like I've been hit by a bus. Like everything hurt. And then I got up and Mum was like, you okay? I was like, yep. You going to walk to school? I'd rather not, Mummy. Can you drop me, please?
Why don't you go on your BMX? No.
No, PTSD from that BMX. It was a green mongoose. I remember it.
Right.
It was a dark green mongoose. And funny enough, the brakes didn't work. Not that it would have fucking helped because I used the car as a brake. Yeah, and it was some old boy, and he must have felt really bad. And I don't even know what his car looked like because I hit it fucking head on.
Was it a big car?
I don't know. I can't.
Was it like something small?
No,
like
I think
Nissan
it
Micro,
was like a Fiesta.
Oh right, so
it was like that size. Yeah, but he was doing like 30 mile an hour, and I must have been doing about 10, 15 mile an hour, riding down the path to go home. But I had a man bag on because I was caught that age, and that stayed on, and I feel like that saved my life. All of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards I had in the bag, stubbed out fags and some deodorant.
Mum's
saved my
takes
life.
change.
Yeah. That was a
That's
fun
probably
one.
how he found you, as you was running to hear the change. Like,
Yeah, we could just follow the smell of deodorant. So yeah, that was an interesting one.
oh god.
But I remember asking him, I was like, "Is your car alright?" He was like, "Don't worry about the car." I was like, "I'm not. I'm in pain. I just needed to be polite."
Just wanted to make sure, you think that I'm a nice person.
He was like, "Don't worry about the car." I was like, "I'm not worried, but my bike is broken." He was like, "Do you want to lift home?" I was like, "Definitely not."
No, I'm not getting in the car.
No. But
No.
go on then, you go.
I remember one time I was at the skate park, the same one that you was looking at. I was at the skate park. Me and my mates when we were younger used to go on scooters,
Yeah.
and I remember there was this, the brick, the slanted brick part.
Oh, the new. I won't say that.
Yeah,
You probably don't remember the old skate park, do you?
No, it was the old, the new skate park.
Jesus Christ, I feel old.
You are old.
Okay. Yeah.
The new one. They obviously had that slanted brick bit.
Right.
Don't know why, because you ride across it or ride down it
you
or
used
ride
to
up
jump
it. It's like, yeah. Well, I tried doing that. I
Jumping
did.
it.
Yeah. You know.
Rookie error. That's a wrist breaker.
Yeah. Nearly a knee one for me. You know. You know the box above it, and it was that little small drop-in ramp that goes to the penny. So I was on top of that, and all my mates had gone home. So at this point, I'm by myself. So I'm like, oh, I'll just do this one jump, and then I'll make my way home. What I'll do, I'll get my bag on and everything, and I'll send it off. And there's like other people round, like scootering, kids with their parents, whatnot. So it's not busy, but decent fair amount of people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll send it off. Jump this bit, land in there, and I'll be safe. I'll land onto the brick bit, and just lean back and just scoot. And then as I hit the concrete, level out, scoot off in between the half pipes, and just send my way. That didn't go to plan. That didn't go to plan at all. So I was at the box, had my bag on and everything. I went, all right, let's go. And I had so much confidence, I fully went for it. Pushed from the back, 1, 2, jumped in, hit the brick, smack, hit the bit where the brick meets the concrete. Front wheel went over, I went over, smashed my knee on the floor, and just laid there. And I remember no one asked if I was all right or anything. Kind of everyone not ignore me, but didn't see it happen. I just hit the floor.
Get out of the fucking way.
They just looked at me. Some people looked at me, just like that was embarrassing. And I was like, "Ow, my knee, mummy!" And I literally got up, pretended I was fine. I was like, "Oh, just brushed my hands," and I went to push my right knee. Went to push, and I was like, trying to push, all crippled, like. So I lightly pushed and pretended just chilling, cruising out of there. And I got down to the end of the park because it goes on a hill and it dips. You just roll down.
Did you start crying?
I got to the end of the park at the gates and I was like, ow, 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 ow. And I walked in. I was like, oh, and I had to scoot all the way home. And
it's always at the end of the day as well that you fucking hurt yourself every time.
And then you go home in pain.
Yeah. Well, I had one. It's that fucking skate park. I'm sure of it because I had the same one. Do you remember the step up on the right? So it was like a step, but it was a little ramp, and then it went flat, and then there was a step. So you used to jump the ramp over the little gap onto the next level.
Oh, the high ramp.
No, it was
the
like,
half pipe.
If you're on the brick bit on the right, no, it was like a little step up thing. It was probably only about fucking 4 foot wide by about 3 foot fucking long.
Oh, on that wide pyramid, it would be that box on the top going across diagonally.
No, it's like a ramp, and then it goes flat, and then there's a bit that steps up, and you have to jump over the. I'll show you a picture after, but we were filming because we were really cool, and we used to make videos of ourselves. And I'm trying to do a tail whip up this step up, and it's on YouTube somewhere that I've done it. I'm not sure if this video is on there, but I remember one of my mates called George. He used to film it all, and I've gone to jump up the step up. I didn't actually hurt myself doing this. It's just more embarrassing. So I've jumped it and I'm trying to tail whip up it and then land on the bit above. So I've done that, but I've missed the fucking scooter and like just fallen. But where I was carrying so much speed, I like slid across the ground. But I'm wearing jogging bottoms that are run done.
Oh.
So I've jumped, landed, slid, and then my jogging bottoms got caught on the ground and just sort of like pulled down, and I'm sliding along, just in my boxers holding the scooter still. I'm just laying on the floor with my arse just hanging out. So hey guys, just laying there with my jogging bottoms around my ankles and my boxers just, yeah, that was fun. I didn't actually hurt myself. The only thing that hurt was my pride. So, and then I carried on. I was like, well, look, if anyone says anything, we're going to have problems, okay? Don't take the piss. So that was good fun.
Oh,
but
another one. I got two more actually. I got one from when I was younger and one from a few years ago. I was out with my mate who was on BMXs at this point. Who was BMX boys at this point.
do you know what we should just stop doing? Is we should have just stopped doing like BMXs and scooters and stuff.
Why did we carry on?
I don't know. I thought I'd have learned like the first time I fell off and thought, oh, that hurt a little bit. I'm just going to stop. I thought, actually, I'm going to try bigger stuff that hurts more.
Let's go ride on two wheels that have to pedal and it's a big bit of metal and I get some speed. Yeah,
you
I was on
always
my
find
BMX.
some fucking pothole as well with it.
Yeah.
And just fucking cunt yourself off.
Yeah, so it wasn't too long before I started year 7, to be fair, during the 6 weeks. And I remember I was going through, you know, by the windmill.
Yeah.
If you go from the actual top, so if you're going up the high street, you can go towards the windmill, can't you?
Yeah.
And if you keep going up there, you can either go round to the car park or you can keep going straight towards the big hill.
Yeah.
So we was coming, I can't remember where we was coming from. It was coming from somewhere, but it was going towards back down the high street where like just coming from the hill.
Like the fork in the road?
Almost, yeah.
Right.
But there's like a car garage there around the back.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we was opposite there. So we'd gone through the, you know, that indoor alley shop bit.
Yeah.
We was going through. That's it. We was going through there. We was riding through there.
I've eaten shit so many times in there.
Especially when it's wet.
So many times.
Yeah, so we rode through there on our bikes.
If they've got cameras in there, like they must have just like hours worth of footage of me falling off because it's so slippery.
I know.
And you just do stupid shit in there because it was so funny.
I know. It was like shocked, but it was like outside, but it was in. It was just fun. So we was riding through there on our BMXs, and we got to the other side, and we got to the back of the high street. And we were riding across the road, and my mate's in front of me, and we got up to this curb, and I went to go up this curb. I don't think I pulled my handlebars up or anything. So I hit the curb. So I hit the curb, and there's me thinking, oh, I'll bump it up, and then my back wheel bump up. No, my front wheel hit the curb. My bike went one way, I went the other. I flew off my bike, landed on my knee, and I remember the pain in my knee for weeks and weeks. It just wouldn't go. I think I did something to it, but I just don't think I just went to the hospital. Like, I had the pain for weeks. I couldn't bend it. I couldn't walk properly. And I remember just hitting the floor and scraping along. And I think I was in shorts as well. I can't remember. But I hit the floor, scraped along.
Road rash.
Yeah, it was bad. And I looked at my knee and I was bleeding. I looked at my mate and he, like, wanted to laugh. And I just started pissing myself laughing. And then he started laughing. And then, like, the blokes from the garage were looking at us like, oh, fuck. And I looked at him and I was like, please notice me and try and help me because I'm too embarrassed to ask for help. And he went, you all right, mate? I went, yeah, I've just fallen off my bike. Have you got any tissue? And he went and grabbed some blue roll and come and give it to me. And I was like, cheers, mate. And then went down the high street, called Dad. He come pick me up in the van. And
the bike's broken.
The bike was fine. The bike was completely fine. It was just me. I was broken. And my hopes and dreams. And my luck. And he come pick me up and went, what'd you do? I explained it to him and he went, you absolute cock. And from weeks on then, just kept because I was in so much pain. I believe I'd done something to it, but I actually don't know what I did. I don't know. So, unless I got dodgy knee, but it hurt for weeks.
Maybe. But the thing is, right, it's when you're younger, it's okay. Like, it's shit, but it's not too bad. Like, you're embarrassed. Be like, oh, people think, oh, they're just kids, they're going to fall over. Not when you're like 22, right? And I don't know if you remember this one, but when I thought I'd broken my elbow.
I don't know.
So, I can't remember what I was doing.
How old would I be at the time?
You would have been like, I don't know, 7 years less than 22. So,
right.
I don't know, 15.
Right.
Yeah. So, it was something like that. And basically, you probably will remember this when I tell you it, but I was down, for some reason I was at Traveller's Joy, the pub.
Yeah.
Right. And Bobby was coming to pick me up. And he'd rung me. He was ringing me. And
I remember this.
I was like, yeah, I remember. I honestly, I can't fucking remember why I was down there.
This is so funny. This is hilarious.
It's just like the way it all panned out, and then what happened after. And so I'm not really sure why I was at the pub, right? But basically, round the edge of this pub, there's grass, and then round the edge of the grass, there's like a chain link fence. And the chain link fence is about 2 foot high, if that, off the ground. So what I'd done was, I can't remember, Bobby rang me. Shut up. It's not funny.
I can just see it in my head.
Bobby rang me and he was like, yeah, I'm around the back of the pub, like on the side road. I was like, right, okay, I'm coming. So I've run, jumped over one chain, run over the grass. I'm not really sure why I was running either. It was in the middle of summer and I was in no rush. I was just running because I'm a fucking dick. So I'm running across the grass. Bear in mind, this is middle of summer, so there is tons of people sitting outside on the benches in the grass. Right, and there's a fully grown man running across the grass, across the car park, back onto the grass. I've seen Bobby's car, so I'm like, right, that's my destination. So in front of his car was another chain link fence. So he's looking at it and he's opened the window. He was like, will you fucking hurry up? I was like, I'm coming. So I'm running along, gone to jump over the chain, but my right foot got caught on the chain. So what I thought I'd do is lift my left foot and go over that way. That one got caught on the chain as well. Remember, this chain was 2 foot off the ground, max. And I've just, like a fucking catapult, been swung to the floor. And I just, like, cunted the floor with my elbow. And he sat there. I got up and he was pissing himself because he's obviously he's sitting in his car and I'm running from the left-hand side. So he's looking out of his passenger window. He's looking, he's seen me, and then I've disappeared. So I got in his car. I was like, ow. He went, and he didn't say nothing to me. He sat there and laughed at me for 15 minutes before he could drive. Right, and I was sitting there in agony. I'm like, oh, I think I broke my elbow, and it swelled up straight away. I was sitting there holding it, and he's going, I can't drive yet. I'm fucking dying. I was like, please, just take me somewhere. All these people have just seen me fucking fall, and they're laughing at me. You're laughing. They're laughing at you, laughing at me, and then now they're laughing at me because I'm sitting there holding my elbow like a tit. And it was so fucking painful. Then we drove off, and we've gone down to Grove Shops because there was a couple of people there that we were meeting. Yeah. So we've gone down there, and he's like started dying again because he's telling everyone how that I've fallen over this fucking chain fence. And so he's fucking pissing himself again. I was like, mate, it's not funny. And I was like, you have to drop me home. But we're only like round the corner. I said, I'm going to have to go up the hospital or something because I'm in fucking agony. So he dropped me home and I told Mum and she was like, I think we need to go A&E. I was like, okay. Can I pay A&E? She was like, what have you done? I was like, oh, I was at the pub and I was running across the garden in the pub to get to my mate's car and I fell over the fence. And she went, was you pissed? I went, no, I wasn't. And she was like, he was drunk, to Mum. And I went, no, seriously, I was fucking sober. And then she looked at me and I went, okay, I was pissed. But I wasn't. I was fucking fully sober. But she just didn't believe me that I was sober. Because she was like, how high was this fence? I'm like, oh, I say a fence. It was a bit of chain that was about a foot off the ground. And then she started laughing at me as well. I was like, this is really not funny. And then Mum's sitting there pissing herself. Bobby's rang me. He was like, "How's your arm?" I was like, "I'm in A&E." The nurse is laughing at me as well. Thanks. And then he started pissing himself again. I was like, seriously, it's not funny. But I can't remember what they did, but they said there's fuck all they can really do with it. I have my arm in a sling. Now I'm scared of chains. So, but yeah, so
you telling me that the first hour.
yeah, I broke my fingers in. Do you remember how my fingers broken in London?
What?
I was going up to see Debbie's mum because she's had an operation. She was in hospital in London.
Yeah.
So on the way, we were like, "Do you want anything from McDonald's? We're going to stop in." I was with her dad and Debbie. So we stopped into a McDonald's. And it was a right fucking dodgy one as well. So we're standing there, we're waiting for our food, and then like this group of kids come in and they start kicking off with like the employees behind the counter.
Yeah.
So we're standing there, and then they started throwing shit at the people behind the counter, and then the people behind the counter have started fighting them. So I was like, oh, fuck's sake, at this point. So I thought we were just going to walk out and then just come back in when it had stopped. No, I turned around and Debbie's dad had tried to split the fight up. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I can't fucking leave him on his own now. So I've gone over, I pulled like a couple of lads off, and then I pushed one out the door, and I come back, and then the cunts behind the counter have got fucking baking trays. Right? So I've this one of them's like, one of the kids is hanging over the counter trying to hit this other guy. This Indian guy that works there is trying to hang over the counter, hit him with a fucking baking tray. And I'm like in the middle, and I've put my arm out in the middle to stop them from punching each other, and the cunt hit me with a fucking baking tray. I broke my finger, and I've still got the scar on my finger. Because he like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but he must have like, I don't know whether it was sharp, but he just cunted my finger with it, and I was like, ugh. And it started pissing out of blood, and then they all gone. And then I said to him, "Does that normally fucking happen?" He went, "Yeah, we get it a couple of times a day, like that." I was like, "Mate, go get another job. What is wrong with you?" And then to say sorry for hitting me with a baking tray, he gave me a bottle of orange juice.
Oh, wow.
I said that to pay for the rest of the
Nothing.
food. No, he went, "Yeah, I've put something in there for free for you. I feel really bad." I was like, "Yeah, I was trying to help you, you dickhead." I looked in the bag and it was a fucking bottle of Tropicana orange juice. I was like, "Yeah, great. Thanks for that."
That'll kill me.
So my finger's strapped up for weeks. That was good fun.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've got loads more, but we're running short on fucking time because it's late as fuck.
Yeah. Well, should we cut it there then?
Yeah, might as well.
There's some funny stories, but
I've
if
got
you have any
loads
stories,
of bikes. Loads of bike stories.
Oh yeah,
Not
loads
motorbikes, like BMX bikes.
yeah, I've got mountain bikes, mini rocker
Yeah.
bikes.
Maybe we'll go into this again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but-
you had that fucking mini rocker, didn't you?
Oh, I fell off that a few times.
I don't know how, because it was about an inch off the ground.
I tried going over the dirt track with it, and it didn't end well. There's a video
God's sake.
somewhere.
Oh,
I found a video somewhere. It's somewhere. I can't remember where it is, but I'll try.
Maybe
and
we'll
find
do like a part 2 of this.
it. Yeah, but
See what happens.
if we're gonna do a part 2, send your embarrassing injuries in, and if you've got any
Yeah.
pictures, show us, and we'll upload them, and we'll tell you a story on here. But if you do, just give us a message on Instagram, which is @brothers_unplugged_podcast.
Yes.
Plug.
So, I mean, this is probably going to come out quite late, so if you don't like it, then
Yeah.
tell someone who cares, because we don't.
Yeah.
So,
but-
also, let us know how this sounds as well, because it's something a bit different.
Yeah.
It's
Try
a bit
something
weird.
different.
I feel like we're starting all over again, and we're very yeah.
We'll get back to being loud. I can't.
Yeah, be
Crackhead's
fine.
behind me asleep.
Okay.
So, American.
enough.
Ah! Yeah, no shit, waking up.
Great.
Yeah. Right,
But
let's
yeah.
fit the boogie.
I wish you'd stop fucking doing that. You bastard. Everyone else is fucking cottoned onto it now as well, you cunt.
I know. Everyone said it's piss you off, and it's brilliant.
Bastards. So, but yeah, right, okay. Thank you all for listening.
Thank
See you
for
next
listening.
week.
See you next week.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.